But I stopped doing anything that was different or unusual on my main channel years ago. And I just stick with the basic formula on there, and I don't deviate too much from that. I save all the unusual stuff for this channel. Hello there, it is Monday morning, and today's a holiday here in Canada. We're celebrating a dead queen's birthday for some stupid reason. I could never figure out. Anyway, I've done a little bit more with my vacuum, and I've decided to show bits and pieces of that on this channel in these videos, so I'll probably make a couple more videos as I go through and put them, like, do one tomorrow and the one the next day. As far, like, that's my plan. But don't hold me to it, okay? What I have done here, like, this is the old vacuum, the top of it, actually. And I kind of messed up a little bit because I was just thinking about something that I could have done that I didn't do. And it was where I cut the ring, like the top part of the collection bucket off. Instead of having it narrow like this so that it fits down on the piece of plywood that would be the ring where the inlet is, I could have made this deeper so that it comes down to where, like, this could include the inlet. So I messed up there. But I don't know if that bucket has the inlet. No, the inlet is here. This needs to be plugged. See the inlet over here? This needs to be plugged. So yeah, I could have done that. Anyway, so no matter. This piece will go down on top of the piece of plywood that sits on top of the other narrower ring where the inlet for the Cyclone will be. And then this filter will stick down into that space as well. And I did this way to make this whole thing quick disconnect. I know that this makes a reliable seal here, all right, one that I can't really improve upon too much. So that makes it easy. These catches, and then I can take the top off and I can pull the filter out and change that. The other thing that I did was I put a new cord on. The old cord was one, I cut it off so I could wire it directly into that box over there and turn on, you know, click that switch and turn the vacuum on. So the cord was short and it was beat up anyway. So I just took another cheap extension cord and I cut it about 18 feet long, which I figured would be long enough, probably too long. And wired that in, put wire nuts on, which are good enough, and put the thing back together. And then, of course, I plugged it in, and I turned it on, and I tried it. And as you can see there, when I took the top off, the sound didn't change. Like, there was no extra flow restriction. So this filter should be big enough, like, until it starts to really clog. Before I go, I want to talk a little bit about the reaction to yesterday's video. And I should point out, first of all, to people that are relatively new to this channel, that from day one, I've been doing that type of video, where I've talked about those kinds of things on this channel. I actually used to do something similar on my main channel, but I stopped doing anything that was different or unusual on my main channel years ago. And I just stick with the basic formula on there, and I don't deviate too much from that. I save all the unusual stuff for this channel, where I feel free to do that. And that's the point of this channel, actually, my freedom to say what I want to say, which is not very much lately, because the problem is people simply don't listen to what you're saying. And I find this over and over and over again. And it doesn't have to be a complex topic or subject or concept for this to happen. It almost seems like, and I'm talking about some people now, I'm not talking about everybody. This is another way that people take what you're saying. They think that they're talking about them directly, or are you talking about everybody directly? No, I'm talking about some people. And I do these things because this is a subject that's interesting to me, and it really wasn't interesting to me until I started doing YouTube. And I started seeing people's reactions to things where they hear what they think you're saying rather than what you're actually saying. And a good example of that was the video yesterday where I was pointing out how some people tend to completely gloss over, skip over any of the positive aspects of the project and quickly dive into what they consider or perceive to be faults. And so I got the usual comments telling me to not let the haters and trolls get me down. Well, these people are not haters or trolls. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I was saying in the video. These people are not haters and trolls. They're you, actually. They're just ordinary people that, for some reason, tend to skip over the positive and dwell on the negative. And you can see the result of that in that video yesterday, actually, where everybody ignored the vacuum and concentrated 100% on the comments. In the past, I've directly answered those comments, some of them anyway, and I didn't do that this time because I know it's of no use. People, while they're very willing to give out the advice, even if it's hard advice and, it might be hard for you to do, they don't want to get anything back. They don't want to hear any of it. They don't want to hear any back talk. So that's it for this one, I guess. I'm going to stop now before I get into even more trouble. Next thing I need to do, like I said, is make a ring of plywood that this ring will glue into, that will also have the other ring glue in. You know what, it's better if I show it in the next video rather than try to describe it. Especially you guys, you simply don't understand.
You can't just make stuff like that up. We destroy demons. If we were to use your list, we wouldn't be destroying demons, we'd be killing people. And we can never do that. Now, destroying demons is a good thing. Killing people is bad. You understand?
I'm sorry, Dad.
That's all right. It's okay.